We're back with more football conversations. I'm Kingsley and I'm with Andrew. A lot of things have been happening in football, but let's talk about tomorrow. Chelsea, Conference League final, Maresca's first trophy. This is
Mm.
huge. I mean, not huge for the club because there's more, I guess there are more expectations as a Chelsea
Yeah,
fan and even from Chelsea in general. You guys are a big team in Europe, big
yeah.
team in the EPL, but still, Maresca could end his season with a trophy, and you guys arguably will have a better season than Arsenal. At this point, everybody that wins a trophy has a better season
Has
than
a better
Arsenal.
season than us now.
But no, but jokes aside, you guys are qualified for the Champions League and you're in the Conference League final. If you beat Real Betis,
Yeah,
Maresca, this is Maresca's first season. Maresca finishes
yep,
his first season with a trophy and
yeah,
with a Champions League spot. He
yeah,
already made it known within the season that Chelsea are not tied to contenders, so it
yeah.
kind of is expected that Champions League was just all you guys were looking for.
One thing,
But
yeah.
now having a chance to win a trophy, that's huge.
Yeah, and not just win a trophy, we become the only club in history to win all European competitions.
All European
Yeah, so
competitions.
Champions League, at the time we're the only team that had both Champions League and European
Super
League,
League.
right? Two of
Mhm.
them. So now there's no other team that has both. Funny,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Now I think we have three Europa Leagues and two Champions League or something like that. Then now we have the opportunity of win Conference League, which is good and which is terrible because it shows that our life cycle is like this.
Yeah, but it also reveals your dominance in Europe too, as well, right? Because you guys have kind of
Dominance
won.
at the top
You guys
tier
have won
and the
at the
lower
and at the
tiers of
lower
Europe.
tier. So regardless of what transition season you guys were in, you guys have kind of won it all. You guys
Yeah,
will join Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, he's the only coach that's is he the only coach? I think so. He's the only coach that's won all
that's one.
three. Right? He's won the Champions League, Europa, and the
Oh
Conference
no,
League.
did he win it with Roma?
Yeah, he has won
Conference
all
League.
three. He has won all
He
three.
has won Conference League.
Yes. Mourinho has won all three. You don't believe? We can always fact
Oh
check it.
yes, 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 yes. I think he won Conference
He
League
has
with
won all
Roma,
three.
and he's
Yes.
won European League with Man U. I
Yeah.
think he won it with Man U, right?
Let me see. Let me
Yes, I
confirm
think
again.
he won it with Man U. Then he obviously he won it with Porto, Inter Milan. I think he has two Champions Leagues or so, right? So yeah,
Yeah, Jose Mourinho has won all European trophies. He has five
wow,
UEFA Club World Cup victories, two Champions
wow,
League, three Europa Leagues, and he's
three
the first.
Europa Leagues.
Yeah, three Europa Leagues, and he's the first manager to have won all three UEFA club competitions. That is the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League. So you guys will join your boy
Our
Jose
boss.
Jose Mourinho if you win tomorrow. That is, if you win tomorrow. But what are the expectations coming into game? Real Betis, they've really been performing well in the Conference League too as well. They have the goat Anthony on their side.
Really, they call him
Anthony
the goat, right?
He looks exciting, looks good. He's been playing
Yeah.
well, top performance. Offline, you told me about Isco's comments about Chelsea. That
Yeah,
you
Isco
and
Isco
Real
said
Betis are always the same.
Chelsea and Real Betis are the same thing, except it's just money. Chelsea are, I'm just like, bro, what kind of statement is this? Is total disrespect. Like it's a big disrespect. Like I was so irritated when I saw like, bro, are you or is he all right? He's saying Real Betis and Chelsea almost the same, they are the same thing except money. I'm like, bro, better just keep your mouth shut if you don't know what to say. Right?
You think
This is Real Betis' first European final in 118 years. Their first European final in 118 years, right?
Mhm,
So, regardless of how tomorrow turns out,
mhm.
I just feel like that's total disrespect from his side. Anyways, because the mighty are falling, right? That's why he can speak. And do you get what I'm saying? But I think tomorrow Chelsea, to me, I'll be really disappointed if we don't. I know if, like La Liga, La Liga moved Real Betis game back,
Okay.
which is unfair. They are not
Mhm.
meant to do that, but they are trying to make them have an advantage. But I don't think it's fair, right? We
Yeah.
played Sunday and we're going to play Wednesday.
Yeah.
And obviously, Premier League is not going to move one game.
Yeah,
Top,
because of
top
what?
clear it was Nottingham Forest Chelsea, which
Final
was the
final
main
day is
game.
final day. Final
So
day is the final day. Everybody.
Spain is just La Liga is just a crappy league, right? And yeah, because La Liga Premier League is never going to do that.
Yeah, the schedule is the
Premier
schedule.
the schedule is the schedule, bro. If you are playing final, good for you. But everybody plays on that day, final day. They
Yeah.
moved Red Betis to Friday. So Red Betis has
Wow.
played 5 days before us. So they have a huge advantage to win. And if they don't win,
Oh.
they've really shown that they are a shitty club. That's all I'll say.
But do you think they are going to win? I mean, you're a Chelsea fan, so you'll be biased.
It's going to be a tough match because Maresca is not going to use Team A
Hmm.
because
You
Team A
think?
already struggled against Nottingham Forest and got champions. So it's Team B.
You think Maresca will not use Team A against Real Betis?
He's not using Team A. Yo, Jordan. He's not using Team A mainly because they just played on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
To make them play again, I don't. That would be. It's not really good in the sense that you've always used your Team B. So I
Yeah.
think what he's going to try to do is obviously Nicholas Jackson has not played, so Nicholas Jackson will be fresh.
I
Be
see.
fresh. So that's the person they should. I know people are shouting Anthony the goat. They should be wary about Nicholas Jackson.
But
That's the person.
Real Betis, the way they line up, as
Yeah,
always, they either use 4-2-3-1,
yeah.
4-4-2, 4-4-1-1, or
Mm,
4-3-3,
mm.
which is quite a decent formation, when they line up against you guys, because you guys also line up in the similar formation. I think
We
Maresca
line
also
up
uses four
four
two
two
three
three
one,
one. Yeah, most
right?
time.
So I think it's going
But
to be
sometimes we
very
do 4-4-2.
4-4-2. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think you and Real Betis, in terms of tactic, the way you set up your team is quite similar.
You know one funny thing. The
Yeah.
only thing that scares me in this game is Maresca learned from Pellegrini. Pellegrini was Pellegrini's boy. That's the first coaching job he has as assistant manager was under Pellegrini. I
Wow.
think so. I can't. It's either that or I'm not getting my this right, but he was Pellegrini's assistant coach in
Mhm.
West Ham.
Wow.
So it's a case of he going like the teacher. That's one of his teachers. Obviously, Pellegrini is not the only teacher.
Yeah.
Pep is also a
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Pellegrini was one of his first teachers, right? When
Yeah.
Pellegrini was in West Ham.
Yeah. That may or may not play a factor, right? Because
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it
He's
depends on
learned
it
from the
depends on
best.
yeah, it depends also depends on what happens that day. If he panics, if Maresca panics, it's something he can easily lose. But I think that you guys
I'm al-
line up the same way. It's going to be a
yeah.
competitive game. That's
I'm always a bit scared when a former student plays their teacher.
Mhm.
I don't always like that dynamics.
Is
I
he? Are
always
you? Are you feeling like the person will feel intimidated, or
There's just that how do I say it now? Obviously, the players don't care about if they were your teacher. Quality players will show themselves that they are quality players,
of course?
right? That's the only thing that makes me. But I'm just a bit scared of because he obviously he knows Pellegrini a bit,
Hmm.
but
He
that's
knows
a
what to expect from him.
yeah, but that's a disadvantage
Mm.
because for Pellegrini to be in the final at this stage and this is their first European final. It
And
shows
Maresca,
that
this is the first time Maresca has also been in the final, right?
yes, Pellegrini has been in finals.
This
You
might work
get
against him.
so now I'm just so scared. That's the only thing I'm scared of actually, student teacher and that inexperience of being in a final. But and the last disadvantage is Chelsea playing on Sunday because
Mhm.
if it's team A that is putting forward to play Red Betis, they stand no chance.
You don't think? Why would he not use Team A?
He can't use team A because the legs is not there. They did a lot of running against Nottingham Forest. You have people like Chaluba that did
Hmm.
not start. He's fresh. Jackson is fresh.
Hmm.
Gusto is fresh. Those are people he can use. Obviously, Cucurella will play.
Hmm.
Cucurella always plays regardless of team A, team B. He's always there.
Yeah,
We don't know who he
he's
would
like
use.
one of the best left backs
Yeah.
in
If
EPL.
he's using people like Badiashile, that's a problem in defense
Mm.
because he's going to come. against Anthony.
Of course.
That side, left hand side, right?
No,
Of-
but Anthony is Cucurella, right? So Cucurella will be
No,
there too.
Anthony cuts in. Have you forgotten that Anthony cuts in? He doesn't go like this. He comes in. He comes
But
in towards the
Cucurella, but
center
that's
back.
Cucurella. That's mainly Cucurella's job.
Cucurella will
To
chase him
shut down
away.
Anthony.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Cucurella will chase him away. The
Mhm.
problem with Anthony is I even watched some of his matches in Red Betis. Even when you chase
Yeah.
Anthony away from this side, he just turns like this. He dribbles through and
Yeah.
goes through the middle.
Mhm.
Right? So that's my only fear. But their shell is not good enough, to be honest with you. Should they use Levi Cowell?
Mhm.
They can pair Levi Cowell and Chaloba with Gusto and Cucurella. That's still a balanced side. In the midfield now, who do you use in the midfield?
But this I feel like this game will be quite different because this will be a game where I don't think Real Betis will sit back. They will come out and want to play. So it gives you guys a chance to actually play your
Play.
style of football. You're not facing a team that's just going to sit back like Nottingham Forest, where you guys keep loading and trying your best. And this team will come out. There's going to be space. That's my expectation of the game. There's going to be
Yeah.
space. They're going to come out and play. You
Yeah.
guys have the players. They have good enough players too.
Lavia
You
will
guys
not
have-
play
You guys have
because
a chance. Caicedo will play.
if Caicedo plays, then that's a huge advantage. I feel like Caicedo has the energy because I don't see how it's going to work. You have to use Caicedo. Who are you going to use in the middle?
There's no other person. I don't think
There's
you guys have the depth. Who else will you use in place of Caicedo? Lavia?
Lavia
Would
can't
you
play.
pair Lavia with
Lavia
Enzo?
can't play
So
because of
who would
Europe.
you pair in your double pivot? Who will be in that double pivot midfield?
He'll probably use this guy we bought from Leicester City. What's his name? Forgotten his name now.
Okay. So let's say you use Caicedo in the midfield.
Yeah.
Caicedo will pair with who? Enzo instead of Lavia, right?
Lavia is not eligible to play
Why is he not eligible to play?
because they didn't add him quickly
Oh, to the squad.
to the squad.
Okay.
Like they didn't Palmer, they obviously added Palmer in January, but they
Mhm.
did not add. They have so many youth team guys. They
Mhm.
have there's a boy from the youth team called is it Zachary or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's used that guy in the middle. That boy too is good, but
Mhm.
not for a final. You want someone senior, right?
Mhm. Okay,
Nkunku is
what of your wings?
I don't, obviously he's going to use that 18-year-old boy.
George.
George
Yeah.
will play. He will
Okay.
use George and he'll probably use George. He will use Sancho
Mhm.
because Sancho obviously plays 60 minutes. So he might use George and Sancho.
Okay.
George, Sancho, in front, Jackson, obviously.
Mhm.
He'll use Palmer.
It has to. Who else will play that role?
Nkunku is not there. He's not around. He's not
I
around.
think you guys have a chance. You guys
think
have a
so?
chance. You have a chance. But I'm actually curious to take a look at the Real Betis squad to
Yeah,
know
Real
like how they are going to how they are going to line up
It's the
because
goat I'm afraid of.
I can't believe
Hello,
somebody is
Dorcas.
saying they are afraid
Yeah.
of Anthony. That's crazy. You're afraid of Anthony is
I'm
wild.
not afraid of Anthony. Anthony is going to meet a rematch. People he's been meeting in the league that he could not play football, he'll meet them again, and we'll see if he can play football.
But there's something about Anthony at Manchester United when you compare that to Anthony now at Real Betis. There seems to be a level of confidence that Anthony is
Yes,
now playing
chaos.
with
Left the
that
chaos.
he didn't seem to have at United because
Yeah,
obviously the press, the fans, they
but the
just kind of
Premier
like
League is
pulling him.
different.
And the Premier League is quite competitive.
They
But
don't
then,
give you chance when you play
of
English
course,
teams. It's different. You see,
of course.
when Manchester United, as terrible as they are, they played. Who did they play
But
in the
also
Europe?
think of the coach that he was playing under, right? He was playing under Ten Hag, right? On Ten Hag's style. Ten Hag had a lot of confusing styles of play and stuff. And
Yeah,
the expectation from Ten Hag was quite confusing, right? I would arguably say Ten Hag was just trying to get results, regardless of where you play, playing people to their strengths or not. He was trying to get results. And then Amorim comes in. Amorim wants to play his style, which I've said countless times on this stream that style makes no
Yeah,
sense, which is 3-4-3. And then
obviously. Yeah,
and then you cannot expect Anthony to play. Anthony will obviously want to play as one of the threes, right?
yeah.
Play as one of the threes, but playing him as one of those threes, there's a lot of expectation you get, given that his confidence has already taken a beating
Deep
from
from
Ten
Ten
Hag
Hag.
era. It's almost like
Yeah,
settling in that system too is quite
it's
crazy.
harder. Yeah.
So at Real Betis, you're seeing him no
Be
expectation,
himself. Yeah, no
be
expectation.
himself,
Be
come out
yourself.
and
The
play,
fans love him in
trust
Real
his
Betis.
instincts too, and you're
Yeah.
seeing that he's a
How
very good
many goals
player.
was he having in Real Betis?
I don't
In
know.
fact,
I
do you
have
know
no
the
idea.
funny thing? If we compare, can we compare everyone that has gone out on loan from Manchester United? I think Anthony is the only success. That's the only one that's really had a successful loan spell.
He has 9 goals for Real Betis,
Oh, that's good.
and
What of assists?
He has contributed 5 assists in 25 appearances, helping.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
United, he had 1 goal in a whole year.
yeah, helping Real Betis finish sixth in La Liga and reach the Conference League final. He has been a standout player during the second half of the season.
And another thing is that
Redemption.
he's an average team too. So when you're in an average team, you shine, right? It's different from where.
Why are you looking down on this player?
No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like every single time you're
I'm
looking
not
down on him.
looking down on
You
him.
know, by the
Okay,
way, before Anthony came to Manchester United, there was already hype about him.
he was really good.
When he came to United, he scored some bangers. I don't know if you remember his first season he appeared. He scored some goals. Like there were
Yeah,
some goals, which the things that he's doing at Real Betis is not
are not
unusual.
new. Yep, 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 yep.
He's
They are not
somebody that
new.
can actually do that.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't know, for some reason in the league, he
yeah.
almost just feels like, I don't know where that distraction came from, but he just became a meme. He just became something where people just did not take him serious,
Take
and his
him
confidence
serious.
took a beating.
All right.
But you're playing against Anthony, you're playing against a Real Betis team. They line up very similar to you guys. I don't think it's going to be as easy as we think.
And I also think, and they have Isco too.
Mm-hmm.
Isco is a very good player, right? The only
Mm-hmm.
fear I really have is the keeper. He's
Your
going to
keeper or their keeper?
our keeper. He's going to use the second keeper.
He's not going to use Sanchez. Sanchez is your first keeper, right?
Yeah, he's not going to use Sanchez. That's my only fear.
How do you know who he's going to use and who he's not going to use?
He has already said he's going to use the other keeper. That's what he said.
Oh, he has released the squad.
He has said it. No, he didn't release Score, but he said he's going to use him. That he deserves to, because that's the person that has been. Obviously, they demoted Sanchez to Team B, and the other guy in Team A. But we played
Oh,
the switch,
really?
and that guy made like 2 mistakes. Grabbed the
Oh,
defender's leg. After that game,
he stopped.
Enzo Fernandez. I say Enzo Fernandez.
Maresca.
Maresca just demoted him back to
Yeah,
Team B. Right.
yeah,
So yeah. Yep. Moving on from Chelsea.
yeah. Let's talk. Let's
Uh,
talk about more things. Let's talk about
Ronaldo wants to leave El Nasa
Al Nassr.
because of the Club World Cup. Sensible
You,
move was
you think
stupid.
it's really because of that Club World Cup?
That's
That's
what
really what he's looking for.
that's what he's looking for. He
I
wants to
think
leave because he wants to play in the Club World Cup.
he wants to win a Club World Cup trophy. Where he's trying to get more goals.
He's just a dreamer.
He's on his road. He's on the road to 1,000 goals, right? Let me see how many career goals.
He wants to be. Does he want to be the greatest player of all time? He can't be. People will
You know,
not
every
celebrate.
single every single time we bring up player stats, we've brought up Messi stats, but
Yeah.
we've never really pulled up Ronaldo's stats.
Ronaldo.
Let's actually, for the first time on the stream, pull up
Mm.
Ronaldo's stats and see
Mm.
what Ronaldo's stats is. I'm actually interested more in the career stats than anything. So, wow,
How many
wow.
goals?
Wait, this might be old, right? Because I feel like Ronaldo has more goals than this. I feel like
How
this
many goals?
this
You
stats,
have
wait,
up to 600 and something goals.
or even more, right? You should have
Yeah.
more than that, right? But
How many?
this season, Ronaldo has 35 goals.
35.
Yeah.
The guy is still scoring.
Actually, in different stats give different things, but he has 40 goals and 48 appearances and 5 assists.
Dandy deals. Welcome up, Chelsea. Proper Chelsea. We have
Your
proper
Chelsea,
Chelsea in the
your
house.
Chelsea, your Chelsea fans are coming. Chelsea fans are coming to the ahead of tomorrow's game. But yeah, Ronaldo has 35. No, I'm looking at the wrong start. Ronaldo has 40 goals,
Yeah,
48 appearances, 5 assists. It's crazy for a man that's pushing what 40. He's
it's
40 years old.
40. 40. Yeah, it's 40.
Wow, that's crazy. And last season he had 46 goals.
Yeah,
Anyway, he plays for Saudi Pro League, so I guess that sets the context. But 46 goals,
no
14,
confidence.
14 assists, 52 appearances. Still not bad, right? But even with in 2022-2023 season,
Mm,
he played partly in the Premier League, right? And then he moved to Saudi. So in the
mm.
Premier League, he had like 1 goal in 10 games. He had no assists. But then that season in general, he finished that season with 26 goals, 5 assists. But I guess
Hold that thought. Dandy is saying, would you, would do you, would you guys think would score for Chelsea versus Betis?
who do you think will score? Like the players themselves or the like who what the scoreline will be?
Okay, maybe it's scoreline. I think it's the scoreline he's talking about. To be honest, I'm a bit worried of the squad Chelsea will put forward. Our keeper is it's just the second keeper is average. I'll be
Mm-hmm,
honest with you. I'm not really being. He's good with his legs, not with his hands,
mm-hmm.
which is a problem. If I'm to go, I think Chelsea will win Red Betis.
Are you saying this as a Chelsea fan, or are
No,
you
no,
saying
no,
this
no.
as somebody that has analyzed the game?
I think Chelsea will win Red Betis. They need to win this game because
No KDH. Who's KDH?
Cambridge Dewsbury Hall.
Oh, just be oh, okay, 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 okay.
That's what I'm saying. He will use Dewsbury Hall in the middle. That's my fear. He probably bench Enzo Fernandez. That's his boy, right, from Leicester. So he
Mm,
probably use him. There's no how he's not going to play this final. He has to. He's
mm,
going to play. KDH is going to play this final. That's for sure, right? He's going to play. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know the predict. My two fears would be Badiashile and the keeper.
mm-hmm.
But if I'm to give a prediction, I'll say 3-2. It goes into extra time. For sure.
That's if
Caicedo,
Caicedo
yeah.
plays, right? But
Caicedo will play.
for sure
He has no
he has to
option.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have to play Caicedo to be
Caicedo
secure.
will, yeah. Or Isco is someone they should hold. Isco and
Anthony.
Anthony the Goat. Those two guys. Yeah. But what do you think about Isco's comments, Dandy, where he said Chelsea and Real Betis are are practically the same thing except money? See, there's no difference between that was the statement. There's no difference between Chelsea and Real Betis except money. I'm like, bro, do you know it's just so embarrassing? Like, God, we need to beat them properly tomorrow. That's what I want. Beat them properly. Then after
I don't think it will be easy or straightforward.
it won't be that is I think he's deluded. Yeah. And that's we need respect. I think in this game we need respect. In
Mm-hmm,
this for tomorrow's game is all about respect. We
mm-hmm.
don't need the trophy, but we need that respect. We need to beat Real Betis properly,
Yeah.
like beat them properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that Isco will not be making this type of comments. Anyways, Isco has played for Real Madrid, so he's
He can make whatever comment he wants to
he
make, I
can,
guess.
yeah.
I think of
He
course like people will try to throw people off before the game. You'll find out
he,
who Rhys James and
he said,
Caicedo are tomorrow. Will
I'm
Rhys
not
James
sure he will
play?
use Rich James. He might not start with Rich James, but yeah, he might not start with Rich James. That's my
Well,
thinking. Anyway,
Gusto is fit, right? So he can play
he's going
Gusto
to use
instead.
Gusto. Yeah, but to be an interesting game, I'll keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
I pray we win. Maresca, let's get a trophy on that third bowling. These people they seem cost, but let's just get a trophy and be done.
I think it's good.
right?
I think this game is going to be a very, very tough game.
Tough game. But
Yeah.
what's your gut feeling saying?
For me personally, I think
Penalties.
I don't know. I don't think penalties, to be honest, because I don't see it as a game where Real Betis will just sit back, and I don't see
You
it as
feel they
one.
will attack?
I feel they will come out and play, but I also feel like
That's good.
Chelsea too
That's
will
good.
come out and play, but it comes down to no Sanchez, which is a big boost. Is that really a big boost?
I actually prefer Sanchez to the second keeper. I actually prefer Sanchez as a short stopper to the second keeper. The second keeper obviously will not make mistakes, right? He will not do anything silly, but still, I prefer Sanchez when it comes to short
Yeah,
stopping.
I was trying to see
What are you trying to check?
more info about, I guess, the squads, because I want to
Okay.
really see. I don't know if they've already released it, but I'm really trying to see who will play that day. Because if I get an
Lineups. Yeah.
idea of the lineups for
Let's
tomorrow,
see. Yeah.
I guess that will give me more
How
information
you think the game will pan out?
to lean either way. But if I don't see the lineup, also let me also check the head to head of Chelsea and
And
Real Betis.
Betis.
Yeah.
This is Betis' first time in European final. So is there going
Oh,
to
this is
be
their
any
first
head to
time.
head?
There's no head to head between both of them.
I don't think so. There's no lineups. Oh,
There are
there's
no
lineups.
lineups yet.
There's lineups. Anyway, generic lineups, but
You guys have played before in the past.
so they have Cucurella, but is generic, I guess. They have
You know, Chelsea
Cucurella.
and Real Betis have played before.
What was his score?
The first time you guys met each other, you guys beat Betis 4-0.
Mm,
The next time you guys met each other, Betis beat you guys 1-0.
mm.
So you guys have played and it ended. The head to head is just 1-1,
It's
right?
1-1.
One win, one win. So it's not. I don't think you guys. This is not a game where you guys. Obviously, it's a final, so there are no draws. But I don't think this is a game where it's to go
They
to
have
pass penalty. I think one team
they
would
have
win.
they
Either
have Pablo
Chelsea.
Fornals. You know Pablo Fornals. I think he played for West Ham. I think.
Pablo
Remember
for
Pablo
Yeah,
Fornals?
I remember Pablo for now. So yeah, I
Isco
remember.
is there. Anthony the Goat is there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember Pablo for now.
yeah.
So they have him. Isco is there. Anthony is there. Are you seeing the lineups or you're just seeing the squad?
I'm seeing the lineups, but I don't know if it's updated. It might just be generic, right? This is not the official. This is what people are thinking. Cucurella, Badiashile, Tosin, Rich James, Caicedo, Fernandez,
Mhm.
Madueke, Sancho, Kopama in the middle, and Jackson.
Yeah, so basically what I'm seeing online is Real Betis
Yeah,
is they are predicting Real Betis to line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation against Chelsea, which is quite matching Chelsea's formation with
yeah,
players like Vitesse, Sabali,
mm,
Bata,
mm,
Nathan, and Rodriguez in defense, Cardozo, Altimira in midfield, which is the double
mm,
pivot,
yeah,
Anthony, Isco, and Fornals in attack,
yeah.
and Bakambu
Mm.
leading the line, right? So let's take a look at who Bakambu is. I don't think I know who Bakambu is.
Let's
Do
check
you
how
know,
many goals he
do you know who
has.
Bakambu is?
Mm.
Do you know him or no?
No, I don't. Dandy is saying 4 times. What's 4 times? What does 4 times mean? They've met 4 times. You mean?
Bakambu has 10 goals. 10 goals in 41 appearances. So
How many assists?
4 assists.
All of Nicolas Jackson.
How does that matter? Are you comparing striker for striker to see
Just check
who's
Nicolas
to see who is
Jackson.
more to see who is more clinical?
Nicolas Jackson might be less than that.
No, Nicolas Jackson has 13 goals.
How
10,
many assists?
13, 5 assists. Kind of not really almost the same type of striker, almost the
And
same
you know
amount of
why? You know
appearances.
why? Another reason why I said the person they should be
But to be
afraid.
honest, Bakambu has been scoring a lot of goals in this conference league. He has
How many
7
goals?
out of those 10 goals, 7 of his goals is from the
Conference
conference
League.
league.
Because it's easy teams he's playing against now. Yes, he's lucky Nkunku is not around. Nkunku has scored almost 10 goals in the
All
conference
these
league.
all these Chelsea fans, all these
No,
Chelsea
no, no.
fans,
Nkunku,
guys.
see, no. It's just like you say, Bakambu has been scoring. Nkunku too has a lot of goals in the Conference League, but he's not around, right? And the reason why I'm saying Nicolas Jackson is the person they should be afraid of is because there's that burning anger in him currently. You know,
What's the burning anger? What's the burning
Chelsea
anger?
is looking. They are looking for strikers now,
Mhm.
right? They are
So
looking. They are
he's seeing this as a
thinking to
chance to
buy.
prove himself.
Yes, they are trying to. They are thinking of bringing two people in, right? So what does that mean for him? They bring in two strikers. You have the boy that is 18-year-old, and you bring in two additional strikers. What does that mean? They are thinking of
Mm,
selling you.
of course. So
So
he's kind of worried a little bit.
yeah, so maybe tomorrow is a game where he has something. You say Betis
Okay.
defense will
So
struggle with Jackson.
Johnny Cardozo is actually a US. I think he's a US team player, but he plays for Real Betis. He can play as a forward. He can also play defensive midfield. Um, no goals, but he seems to be a very solid player. I
Who is
guess.
that in the middle?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at in the defensively
Okay.
how good he is. Dribbling is dribbling is good. Defensively, he makes a lot of interceptions. Right, he has like in a game of 90, he can make like 2 interceptions that game. Right, per
I
90,
think that's good.
two
Good
point two
enough.
point one eight per 90. He puts him at the 99 percentile. I guess that's not. It's not like I mean like successful interceptions, right?
Okay, okay.
And tackles 2.26 on average, right? And clearance is 2.52.
Anyways, we'll see.
I mean, all these stats are just, stats sometimes are
Yeah.
just stats.
I'm looking forward to the game just because of before I wasn't really looking forward to the game, but now I'm looking forward to the game because of the comments from Isco.
Why? Because it triggered you.
Right? Like, why would he be comparing Chelsea and Real Betis? Like, I don't get it.
I guess these are the things that puts players off, kind of mess with your mind. It's all a mentality game. See how you
It's
guys
the
are
mentality
thinking.
game. Yeah. See, when you say that kind of thing, the Chelsea
Mhm.
players want to prove you wrong.
Of
They're on a
course.
different level,
Yeah.
which is not good for your team. Anyways, maybe he's trying to prop up his own team too. Anyway, football is won in 90 minutes. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Tactics is there. We'll see. Enzo Maresca, I told you, is just that teacher student stuff that I'm a
Mhm.
bit scared of. But apart from that, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Moving on from Chelsea,
Mhm. We've talked a little
Ancelotti,
bit about Ronaldo, so let's
yeah,
let's jump to
Ancelotti announced his squad. What do
yeah.
you think?
Ancelotti announced his squad, and it's not surprising to me that Anthony is part of that squad because yeah, it's not surprising to me. But what is more surprising is
Mm.
he didn't the squad of people he pretty much was getting. Where's Flamingo? Flamingo is what club? Is it Flamingo? Is Flamingo
Is it Brazil?
Flamengo? Okay, Flamengo
Mm.
is so he took a number of players from Flamengo,
Which is
right?
what he should. You remember last
We,
time I said it?
we spoke about
I
that,
said
yeah.
he needs to take a core of the players from Flamingo, Santos, all these Brazilian clubs because
Yeah.
they've lost their identity, Samba identity. So
Mhm.
I like half of that squad needs to be homegrown, then the rest of them supplement Europe.
And it's very surprising because he left out Neymar, he left out Rodrigo,
Oh, he left out
um,
Neymar.
he left out Rodrigo, he left out Firmino. So it's like people are like, wait,
So he
what?
took Anthony in place of Rodrigo.
But let me call out the squad, and then you give your
Yeah,
thoughts on what you think. This is the squad.
that sounds
Goalkeepers:
good.
Alisson from Liverpool, Bento
Yeah.
from Al Nassr, Hugo Souza from Corinthians. Defenders: Alexandro from Flamengo, Alexandro Ribeiro from Lille, Beraldo from PSG, Carlos Augusto from Inter Milan, Danilo from Flamengo, Leo Ortiz from Flamengo, Marquinhos from PSG, Van der Seen from Monaco, Wesley from Flamengo. Midfielders, we
Wow.
have Andreas Pereira from Fulham, Andre Santos from Strasbourg, Bruno
Oh, he took
Guimaraes.
Andre Santos.
Yes,
Nah, that's a Chelsea
Bruno.
player.
I know. Bruno
We need to
Gimenez
clap
from.
for him. We need to clap for him.
Relax. Let me
Clap
talk
for
this one.
him. That's our
Bruno.
boy. He's coming next season.
Oh my God, these Chelsea guys. Relax. Let me call the full squad. Bruno
Okay,
Gimenez
call
from
it.
Newcastle,
Yeah.
Casemiro from Manchester United,
We took
Eder,
Casemiro.
yeah, in the midfield, Ederson from Atalanta, Jersin from Flamengo, forwards, Anthony from Real Betis, Estavo from um, Palmeiras,
That's our Chelsea player too.
Gabriel Martinelli from Arsenal, Mateus Cunha from Wolverhampton, now
From
Man
Wolves.
U,
Yeah.
Rafinha from Barcelona, Richarlison from Tottenham,
Wow.
and Vinicius Junior from
From Real
Real
Madrid.
Madrid. I wonder how he's going to line up the people though, because who's going to play
Omo,
as a
this thing looks
striker?
like a solid squad though.
He looks really solid. He looks
And
really, really
I
solid.
like that he took a lot of homegrown players. There are about 7 or 8 there.
That's because people don't know how they play, right? And it's easier to build the squad with people that want to, they are young,
Yes,
they
they
really
can
want
die
to
for
play
the
for the
jersey,
country.
right?
Exactly. They really want to show that this is their chance for bigger clubs to see them and be like, wow, these players are really great.
Yeah,
And you will sign
I
them.
I feel I sorry to cut you short. I feel like the former coach was kind of a bit sentimental towards European players.
European
Like
players.
most of them, you take European players, even if they're average. I'm like, bro,
But it's
why?
also good that he left out Neymar. Neymar is honestly is not fit to
It's a
play for
waste
professional
of
football.
time. It's a
I
waste
think
of
Neymar is just going to take up space that another
yeah,
person
man.
could take.
It's a waste
And
of
Neymar
time.
is just going to make you one man down with your squad because
He's
Neymar
not
cannot
going to
give you
defend.
a player that cannot give you 90 minutes,
Yeah,
3 games or
yeah,
4 games in a row should not be in the squad. I don't
yeah.
think Neymar can give, honestly, this Brazil squad
Mm,
90 minutes. In fact, 90 minutes might be too much for me. Might break something. Let's move it to 80 minutes. 80 minutes, in fact, let's move it back. 70 minutes.
mm,
70 minutes, 3 games in a row. He can't give you that. So why
no,
add him to the squad?
there's no
It's just Neymar is just for PR. Neymar is just
PR. Yeah,
for PR, for promotion. It's not necessary for him to be in squad. The person that I kind of feel some type of way why he's not in this squad is
it's
actually
Rod.
Rodrigo. I
Yeah,
feel like
I think
Rodrigo is a player that you
Anthony
can take.
replaced him. I think Anthony replaced
But
him.
why pick? I feel like another thing
He
that
doesn't like
Ancelotti did
Rodrigo
is
from
looking
Real
at,
Madrid.
yeah, he's looking
He
at
doesn't
maybe
like him.
his attitude. I don't know, but he's looking at because he didn't even give Rodrigo that much play time. I think
In
this
Real
season,
Madrid,
yeah, he didn't give him that much play time. I feel
doesn't like him.
with Mbappe in the squad and everything. But anyways, that's just me. I just feel like I will pick Rodrigo and Anthony and leave out Richarlison, or I'll pick Richarlison and Rodrigo and leave out Anthony.
But
I
you
just feel
sometimes
like
you need that
I know. In fact, you know
that
what?
striker.
I think Richarlison he worked his way into this Brazil squad, and I'm going to tell you how he did that. He worked his way into
Is
this
it the
Brazil squad
final?
after that Europa League final.
And he
Because
tried.
that final,
He
he
tried.
was exceptional.
He
And I
tried
think
in that
when
final.
you want to play competition football, you have
Yeah,
to be a person that plays dirty. You
yeah.
cannot come to competition football and want to play fancy football. No,
No, no,
that is
no,
not the goal. The
no.
goal in competition football is to win that game.
Yeah,
Whether we win it by 1-0, whether we win it by sitting deep and defending the entire game, we
yeah.
just want to win. Exactly. And the bicycle kick at the World Cup too kind of like gave you that currency to
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
team. Because I mean Richarlison at club football is hit or miss, but Richarlison in national football is
Oh,
quite dangerous.
it's something else.
It's something else. So Richard Richarlison comes in playing as the 9,
Yeah,
and I can see Rafinha on one side and I can see Anthony on the other side, right?
yeah.
Depending on how he lines up the players
Which
there.
Anthony? Are you calling Anthony seriously?
From Real Betis, of course. Who
You've
else
not
is there
heard
on the other side?
about Estaval?
Oh, you think
Ah,
Estava will start over
better than
Martinelli, over Rafinha?
Estaval plays on the right.
Oh, he plays on the right. Okay.
He's
Well,
far
Estava,
better than Anthony.
I think it will depend on training, right?
But
Depend
you
on
see,
training, depend on how
you
they
see.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but interesting squad. Interesting squad. What do you guys think of the squad? Good, bad, thumbs up for good, thumbs down bad. I think it's good.
I think it's a good squad. Like I said, I think we discussed this 2 weeks ago on the stream, and I said they have lost the core of Brazilian football. That's why they can't progress.
That's Samba style football.
Yes, and how what did I say? I said the only way to fix it is to get a lot of local
People.
people that play
Yeah.
in the Brazilian league
Yeah.
in that squad.
Yeah.
Less European players, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The guys is the European guys he brought. Those guys
Mhm.
are men. They are men,
Mm.
right? Where you have the guys from
He brought on
PSG,
inform. He brought
Inter
on.
Milan. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course, Martinelli is a footballer.
Martinelli is not meant to be in that squad.
What?
That's the only
Why?
person. Yes,
So will you
Martinelli is
drop
not
Martin?
good
I
enough.
don't understand.
Yeah,
You drop Martinelli for Rodrigo?
I will even bring Rodrigo is a better player than Martinelli. Yeah,
Interesting.
I
But on
rightfully say what
but to
than
be
say
honest,
is Martinelli a footballer.
on that left wing is more
Yeah.
Vinicius, right? Vinicius, Rafinha. I actually think Rafinha might
Oh,
play
you
as
don't even need Martinelli. You have
yeah,
Vinicius and Rafinha. You have two good guys already.
yeah. Because I feel like either he plays Rafinha on that left wing or Rafinha will be
Through
playing
the middle.
through
Can
the
play
middle
Rafinha through the
as
middle.
his striker. Yeah, I
No, no,
think
no,
it's a
no, no.
yeah.
As a 10, you can use him because Ancelotti plays 4-2-3-1.
Oh, 4-2-3-1. Oh, so
Yes, that's
Rafinha is
what
his
Ancelotti.
10.
Yeah, he can use
Oh,
he can
Gimeres
use
and this guy will sit in that midfield or somebody
and
else.
the guy from PSG.
So he's 4-2-3-1. I know Alisson will be starting, will be the skipper because he dropped
Yeah.
Ederson. Ederson is not even in the squad. So
Huh?
Alisson, you said
Serious?
what? Yeah, he didn't pick Ederson from Man City. He's not in this, he didn't make the squad. So Alisson is the skipper, is the starting keeper.
Man,
And
that's a
then
no nonsense squad.
yeah, he really wants to make qualify for World Cup, or whatever this qualify. I think it's for World Cup qualifiers, right? So he's going to use Alisson as the starting keeper.
This is a W comment. That is a Martinelli is a runner.
He should join the Olympics.
I'll put it on the screen. He should join. Yes, he see the problem I have with Martinelli is that you see football intelligence is a bit low on that. Is a bit low. That's the only issue I have with Martinelli. But
I
apart
don't know.
from that,
Yeah, he just doesn't like do any
yeah,
like you're expecting someone like Saka when he gets the ball, something will
Saka
happen.
he doesn't. So you watch Saka play, he doesn't just
So
run with the ball and for running sake. No, if he's running with the ball, he knows what he.
do you know how to know? Do you know how to know if a winger is bad?
Why?
Like, it just crossed my mind now. If you want to know if a winger is bad, is if
Yeah.
the opposing team they allow the ball get to him. They don't come forward and press. They just allow him get the ball.
Oh,
Have you noticed that when you play somebody like Salah or Saka, you have like two
they
people.
don't allow you get
They
the
don't want
ball.
to give you time on the ball. They want you to pass back because they know if you turn,
Ah,
you don't want
problem.
that. You see someone like
Martinelli
you
always
see
has
someone
free
like
chance.
Lamine Yamal, Salah,
Yeah.
Saka. They don't want them to turn. So immediately the teams are like, immediately Saka gets the ball, press, let him pass back.
Yeah.
Don't let him turn. But Martinelli, I don't see anybody pressing Martinelli. In fact, they give him space. They let him run. He just runs to the byline and he does nothing with the ball. Either he loses the ball, they just take the ball off him. So I don't know. I think if he's lining up 4-2-3-1, obviously
Yeah.
Alisson as the keeper, so the 4 would be he would be going for
Did he
Marquinhos,
take the guy in Nottingham Forest?
Murillo.
Ah,
No, he didn't take Murillo.
better.
No.
You know, like he doesn't want any average players.
You think Murillo is average?
Not really, but I think in terms of centre backs, he took people from the league, Brazilian league.
I think what he did was he took people from defense, midfield, and attack that he feels like if they play, he'll get the best chemistry out of them.
Out of them.
That's what I feel. And it's taking proven players in the league. And
he
also
brought the PSG. He took the PSG defender, right?
It took Marquinhos. I mean, Marquinhos has to be in that squad.
Senior man.
Who else will you take?
Yeah. So
Marquinhos is in Champions League final.
and he brought the defender
They
from
had to
Inter
take-
Milan too.
Of course,
Right.
he's in Champions League final. Of course, you take guys that are in Champions League final. You take
Yeah.
Alisson. Of course, Alisson is a top keeper. You concede less with Alisson.
That
Cunha,
is
of course. That means Cunha might play as a striker, as a forward, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cunha can even be the 10. right?
In this
But
case, will you play Cunha as your 10 or Cunha as your 9? Or do you play Richarlison as the 9 and then Cunha as the 10 and then
it
Rafinha
depends.
on
I
the
think
left?
I think you can start. You can put Rafinha as the 10, right? If you want, and play Cunha up front. You will try them out and see, right? I'm
Because
I'm not.
I personally feel like Cunha is somebody that can score goals.
You can
Right. I know
score,
he's an
yeah,
attacking midfielder, but he can also play as a false nine. So it depends on Ancelotti because Ancelotti has worked with a squad that did not really have a set striker. So I think he
mm,
can map. I mean, Mbappe is not a out and out striker, even though he's like he's striking, but he's not like an out and out striker.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's
You're
like
right.
he's used to that kind of system. So I mean, big ups to Ancelotti. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with the squad because this is an interesting squad. I feel a lot of people will be gutted. Rodrigo, and people didn't make the squad. It will feel really gutted that they didn't make the team. But I'm really happy that Neymar didn't make the team above all else. I'm happy that
Yeah,
Neymar didn't make
yeah,
the team. That was a good
yeah.
call.
I think everyone is happy.
Yeah, but yeah, to wrap up the stream, let's talk about Yamal. Yamal extends a new contract 2031, right?
Yeah,
Yamal has been incredible. He has had an incredible season, won a lot of trophies this season. Man, that kid, I think he's turning 18 this year, but I don't know, he's still 17. So, but he's one. We said it on this live and this stream time and time and
yeah,
time again. He's the
yeah,
best 17-year-old we've ever seen, and he's
yeah.
an exceptional
He's
player.
the best actually.
There's really more to come from him. I heard that, I don't know how true this is. I heard a rumor
Mm.
that Yamal has a very huge release clause in his contract, an
Barcelona,
outrageous release
that's what
clause.
they always do. Is what they did with Messi. They can put 500 million as release clause.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how that's how mad they are.
Wow.
That's
I
how
heard,
mad
I heard it was
Barcelona
going to I heard it was going to like a billion.
release clause billion. They should keep the player. No one is interested.
Let's check that. Let's check that. Maybe
You
it's
know
just a rumor.
they found the next gem now, right? So
Uh, okay, let's look at Lamine Yamal's new contract. So Lamine Yamal's new contract to Barcelona is worth approximately 15 million euros per season as base salary, with a
yeah.
potential to reach 20 million per season with bonuses. The
Mm.
deal extends his stay with the club until 2031, making him one of their highest paid players. 20 million. That's how much per week. Let's look
Uh
at that per week. You can just add per week. Let's see.
per week
So
is crazy.
per week, Lamine Yamal's new contract with Barcelona pays him 325k pounds
A
per week.
week.
This contract extends his stay until 2031. Additionally, the deal includes a 1 billion euros release clause, which is an 838 million pounds or $1.1 billion release clause. I told you, Yamal has
It's
1
the same thing
billion.
for Messi. Same thing. Nobody's interested. They should keep the player.
1 billion, which means Yamal is not for sale. And
For
if
sale.
you want him, pay the release clause.
But the thing with release clauses, once it's triggered, the player has to move.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
That's the problem with release. It's not a problem, but if there's a release clause, if it's triggered, you can discuss with the player. The player will have to move,
No,
right?
but would Yamal really agree to
No,
leave
but if you
Barcelona?
have a release clause and it's triggered, bro,
But
you're
I don't think he will ever leave Barcelona. He loves
yeah, it's
Barcelona.
untouchable, like what Danny just said now.
Yeah, he's a
It's untouchable.
fan.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he
Real
looks up to
Madrid through and
Messi.
through, right?
Barcelona. He's
Yeah.
Barcelona through and true.
I see Real Madrid. It's
Yeah, he's
Barcelona
Barcelona
through and
through
through
and through.
from their youth academy.
Exactly. It's almost like Trent, right? I wonder why Liverpool didn't do the same thing to Trent or put like a 500 million so that we can get something. This Real Madrid. Anyway, Trent
Yeah.
ran down his contract, but they should have put a huge release clause on Trent, like a
So
200 million.
Yamal is how old now? 18 years old.
About to be 18, yeah.
So 2031 is how many years?
2031 from
So
now.
26,
Like 11,
27, 28,
like 11
29,
years. Right?
five,
No, no,
five,
no.
five.
Five,
So he'll be
five
just
years. Sorry,
23.
5 years. Yeah.
So if he runs that contract, he'll be 23. He's still at his prime.
He's not even in his prime.
He's not even in his prime.
Because I think
Uh,
prime in football to me is like 25, 26. Even though a lot of players are coming to their prime early on.
Dandy is saying he said Estaval's release clause will be similar. I hope.
This
Oh,
Estaval,
you don't know him?
is he really that good? The way you guys talk
Ah,
about
Kingsley. This guy
Estaval.
is lighting up the Brazilian league like he's mad. They say
And he plays, does
he's
he
the
play for, he
Neymar
plays for
he's the,
Chelsea?
he's the Neymar of Brazil. No, no, we bought him 2 years ago.
Oh, so he's on
He's
loan.
just coming now. I think Dandy remind me. I think he's coming. I think he's coming this summer. I can't remember, but I think he's
You
coming
guys signed
2020.
him a long time ago, but you're just
Yes,
waiting for him to
he's
come.
just coming. Yeah,
Wow, Chelsea, you guys have been making plans.
signed him. We signed him for, I think, for 60 million.
But you guys are a proper club compared to Man U though.
Sixty
The way
million
you guys have
2 years
transitioned your
ago
team, the way
or
you guys
one
have
and a half
transitioned
years
your
ago.
team was actually impressive. You guys sold off all the bad eggs, the Kai Havertz, the
Everything,
Kovacic,
all of
the Loftus Cheek, all of those
them.
guys. Just let those guys go quickly and then sign young blood, young guys, Enzo, Caicedo, all these young players, Cole Palmer. You guys actually made some good moves.
AB is saying he would arrive in a few
Oh, the
weeks.
Estaval will arrive in a few weeks.
Yes, yes.
Wow,
I
you guys
can't
are
wait.
you guys are
Kingsley,
cooking.
you
You guys
won
are
this title. Liverpool won this title. Be prepared for us. Be
guy,
prepared.
we're
Be
signing
prepared
players
for us.
too. We're
Be
signing
prepared
players
for us.
too.
See,
Florian Wirtz,
we're adding Santos.
Frimpong,
We're
Kekes.
adding
We
Santos to
have
our midfield,
reinforcements. It doesn't
right?
matter, man. It doesn't
We're
matter.
adding Santos, Esaval.
Is he Premier League proven?
You will see now. You say Premier League. You will see. Don't worry. We say that it's Premier League. Don't worry.
Oh, he's also playing in the Club World Cup with his
Yes.
club. Oh, he's playing in Club World. Man, we
Yes.
need to look out for this Club World Cup and
Yeah. No.
and
No.
watch out for this player.
We're going to cover Club World Cup now.
Yeah,
Obviously.
we need to watch out for this player though. We need to watch out for this player because you guys are saying a lot of things about him. You guys are
And
gassing him up.
Asugo too.
Nice.
Yeah, this
Chelsea.
Asugo guy. Yeah, I think is Asugo a
Oh,
midfielder or a
but
winger?
if you guys had Esteban coming in, why you guys continuously trying to sign wingers? Garnacho, bringing
No, you know
anyways,
Luka.
Martin Sancho. Bro.
I say Luka Modric. Mikhailo Modric is leaving.
Oh, he's leaving finally.
Yes, he's leaving. He's on ban now, right? 4 years.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, they banned Modric.
no, but the case is still on.
Oh, the
But
doping case,
even
right?
at that, the club has given up on him. They will sell him. There's
Yeah.
no Maresca already given. Maresca said it's like a coin. When you flip it, you don't know if it's a turn head or tail. Right? We have Asugo, who is a DM.
He's a DM.
We bought him from Ruben Amorim's former team. If I'm
So
not right,
is he like a Caicedo like
yes, he's a
for
DM.
depth for
Like
depth is
Caicedo.
Caicedo. Okay.
Yeah,
For that depth,
so
okay.
he's really good.
You guys have made a lot of this
He's
Chelsea. You guys are silently making some deals ahead.
people have been shouting. We spent 1 billion. We spent 1 billion. We've
It's
not
only
the 1
when
billion we
1 billion
spent.
was going
They've
to.
not seen it yet. They're just about to see it. You see, that's why when we finish in the Champions
Wow.
League, we're so happy because this is time to unleash that 1 billion. We'll
Yeah,
start
I
with
see. I
this
see what you're saying.
tomorrow.
But well, we'll see. Esco is like
Okay,
Lavia,
seems
proper
like
DM. Oh,
Lavia.
it's like Lavia. Okay. Then why do you have Lavia? I don't understand. Why do you
Lavia
have
is
all these
always
people?
injured, right? They probably want to sell him off. These guys, we don't waste time. We don't waste time, bro.
If you're not giving us a return on our money, what's the point of
Yeah,
keeping this
go.
team?
That's all.
It's a waste of time.
And now we want to have our bench and people starting out of the same level. You know, that's the only way you win titles, right?
That's the only way you yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah.
That depth, that squad depth is
Yeah.
very important. But you guys actually have the depth now. You guys have Neto on the wings, on the right wing.
Yeah.
Neto primarily plays right wing for you guys.
Right,
Neto,
yeah.
and then now you're bringing the Estavo guy into
Estaval,
that right
yeah.
wing, Estavo into the right wing, and then on the left, you say Noni
We've moved him to the left now.
Noni's playing on the left. Who is the backup for Noni on the left?
We don't have
Garnacho. Are you guys signing Garnacho?
Garnacho is dust, man. I don't know.
What do you guys think of Garnacho? You guys, let us know in the chat. What do you guys think of Garnacho?
Garnacho is dust.
Good signing for Chelsea, bad for Chelsea. But you guys Garnacho can still give you something though. Don't you think?
There's still that final. Garnacho is good, but there's still that final this thing that is not there.
What is the concern with Garnacho? Is it the football intelligence? Is it the finishing, goal scoring ability?
I don't know, Garnacho. He runs too much. Number one, he has good dribble. He's direct.
Mm-hmm.
That finishing is not there.
It's poor.
Yeah, it's not there. It's not there.
So Chelsea will play like 50 to 60 games. We can't rely on the 20-year-old all season. Who is the 20-year-old?
Who is the 20-year-old? Good question. And that's true. Maybe that's why we are having Santos. We're having a lot of them coming back now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there'll be a lot of
Yeah, but
games.
there'll be a lot of games. Palma,
Palma,
Noni,
Noni,
Estavo,
Neto,
Neto,
Caicedo,
Lavia,
James.
Caicedo, James,
Oh,
Esuku, Santos,
no, no,
and the
Osimhen
big
is
man.
not coming.
Osimhen! Victor!
He's not coming.
Osimhen!
He's not coming.
You guys
Osimhen is
still
going
don't
to
Saudi, right?
Saudi to collect the
You
bag.
guys don't want to pay Osimhen the money he wants.
He's going to Saudi.
Osimhen is a businessman. If you're not giving me the money, then no
Bro,
goals for me.
forget.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm coming with 20 plus, I'm coming with 15 plus goals. So if you're not giving me the money, I'm not giving you that 15 plus goals. And no, you can't hate on Osimhen. He knows his worth. But
Kingsley,
let's see how far it goes.
I have we talked about a striker yesterday.
Yeah,
What's his name? Remind me his name.
the striker we spoke about yesterday.
Yes. Do you remember his name?
No, who's the striker? Dilap or who?
No, not Dilap. Forgetting.
I'm trying
Plays
to.
for Sporting Lisbon.
Oh,
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, yeah, Gyökeres, yeah.
Now, there's most of the team at 2023. It's one of the youngest team in Premier League history. I
But
wouldn't agree with that.
yeah.
So Gyökeres, I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chelsea's everybody is carrying the news that we're actively pursuing there's one other striker we talk from Frankfurt, right? Yes.
Is this Sesko?
And is in
Oh no, Etiquette or was it Etiquette? His name is hard to pronounce, but he's from Frankfurt. He's from Frankfurt.
So I have a theory that they are using that guy as a smoke screen.
For who? For Gyökeres.
Signing Gyökeres.
You think you guys will sign Gyökeres?
I think so. Because he's so silent. It makes no sense that Gyökeres has 63 goal involvement.
And there's
no one. Listen, there's no news on Gyökeres. It feels like everybody's dodging Gyökeres. We are just going for Cisco. No one. It's either Chelsea or Arsenal
already have a deal
in the background and they are hiding it. Boom.
And then Fabrizio comes. Gyökeres this. Here we go.
Done. That's all you hear.
Well, how much should Gyökeres go for? Because you guys don't want to spend money.
No, there's a release clause now.
Of how much? How much is this?
65. I think it's 65.
Oh, 65 million.
Yeah, which is a good price.
That's not bad. Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know Liverpool. Did you hear the news about Liverpool? We are deciding since we are going for Florian. We're now SSB. Also, since we are going for Florian, we're now deciding to go for Joao Pedro.
Damn. You just got off work. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you hear that news?
Joao Pedro.
Since we're going for Florian and we might spend 100 million on Florian, Liverpool are now considering signing Joao Pedro because they feel like Joao Pedro is techie, right? And he can
really good.
And he can score. And that's the kind of profile that and a slot is looking for.
Joao Pedro is good.
So imagine
he can play as a winger, you know.
And he can play as a winger, yeah. So
right.
He said wait.
Wait.
You know, you guys don't know. You hear this news? I'm surprised I'm the only one I did. Anyways, say that again, bro. So because Liverpool are going for Florian, right? 100 million deal, right? 100 million deal. They're going for Florian. It's an expensive signing. They don't want to break their budget and go overboard. Signing a high-profile striker, exactly. So they're thinking of going for a Premier League proven striker that is quite affordable. And Joao Pedro is top of that list to sign Joao Pedro. So it could be Florian, Joao Pedro, Kekes, Jeremy Frimpong, all coming into our squad.
Are we sure Arsenal will finish in top 3 next season?
No, but after they have people that they are signing, right?
They need to sign more people. Get rid of Martinelli. There are a
What
lot
they
of people
really,
they need to get rid of in that squad.
but what they really need really is a
They
striker.
need a striker, a winger, and more midfielders. At least two more midfielders.
Man, slot total football. No, slot. See, next season is serious.
Next season,
We're trying to go back to back, right? EPL back to back.
I
We're
don't think
trying to
we
do
go
that.
back to back. I
You don't
don't.
think so? You don't think so? All the times that we've been competing, who has been in our way? Who? Who has been stopping
It'll
us?
be
Man
hard.
City.
It
Man
will
City
be
have been
hard.
stopping us. All the times we've been competing to win the EPL, Man City have been stopping us. Man City, what's their team? What's their squad like? Is it Chelsea? I think will take a jump next
Yeah,
season.
we'll take a jump. Yeah, like there's so many people who are adding to
Yeah,
our
we've been
squad.
talking about it, right? Even AB has been
The,
telling us a lot of stuff too on the chat about the players
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah, Chelsea is spoilt with choices considering we just qualified for the Champions League.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys, man. You
Esteban
guys,
is coming. Santos is coming. Asubu is
man,
coming. We're signing a striker. I
it's
just think we
insane.
sign a goalkeeper.
I think you guys need a goalkeeper.
Sanchez. We need to just be done with Sanchez.
You guys seriously need a goalkeeper.
The only reason I'll keep Sanchez in the squad is to play as a second goalkeeper in the Champions League because
But who will yesterday we spoke about people you might sign. I used
mm,
to set on those people signing the guy from AC Milan was it was all black you were saying you want to sign,
I
right?
think we need a matured goalie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. Like we need a matured goalie. He said Newcastle is
Newcastle,
going under the radar. Yeah.
really
They
going
have
on
not
that
signed
radar.
they've
Oh,
not
because
signed
they're not signing
there's not
anybody.
much news from Newcastle, right?
But who would they sign? Do they even have the budget? I mean, they have the budget, I guess.
Delap is there. You know, Delap spoke to Newcastle. I feel like
Oh,
he
so they
should
want
be.
to sign the lab.
But the thing is,
But why
Isak is
do they
supposed
need?
to stay. Yes. Why do you need Delap?
You don't need the lab.
Yeah.
I think what Newcastle need is a proper midfield. To be honest, they
Yeah.
need more midfield reinforcements. But their team is not all the way bad. What does Newcastle need?
They have some average guys in that team.
Like who? Anthony
Like
Gordon.
no, this former Arsenal player, I've forgotten his name.
Who's the former Arsenal player?
What's his
Wait,
name?
let me see their squad.
Yeah,
Newcastle.
he played for Arsenal, but he's bang on average, right? So yeah,
Wow.
next season is going to be really tough.
Next season is actually I'm looking forward to next season already.
It's going to be
The
tough.
signings that these teams are and for FXG
Arsenal,
to now
if
start spending money is crazy.
if Arsenal does not reinforce, they need to get rid of Martinelli. Jorginho is going,
So
right?
Arsenal, Raya obviously is their first keeper. They have Saliba, they have Ben White, they have Gabriel, they have Timber, they have Kiwior, they have Zinchenko, they
They
have
need two more
Tomiyasu, they have
midfielders. They
Calafiori.
need a 10.
They have a lot defense. I would say good.
It's done. Yeah,
Midfield, Partey, Odegaard, Jorginho is going. So
going
Partey, Odegaard, Merino, Declan
right.
Rice, Miles Lewis Kelly. Miles Lewis Kelly actually is actually like a midfielder that's
They put
playing.
him as a midfielder.
I think he's a midfielder that was playing
As a
left back, right?
defender.
Was playing
Okay.
left back, but he can still. I think he's dynamic enough to play either ways. And then they have Waneri. They have Waneri in their squad. Forward, they have Saka. Yeah, he might. This might be his last season if he doesn't win
Say it's
anything.
make or break for Arsenal. Teta is getting sacked. Yeah, if he goes trophyless again,
I think that's it.
he has to win something.
I
He
think
has to
just
win
let him
something.
go. I think just
Yeah.
let him go. They have Saka. Anyway, we talk about Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. We even forgot Gabriel Jesus was part
I
of the
forgot
team.
that he was even in the
Well,
squad. Like, is he
but
still at that now?
they have Gabriel Jesus. They have Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz. Will you guys take back Sterling? What's going to happen to Ryan Sterling? Is he going back to Chelsea next season?
Coming back with his this thing, his big bomb back to Chelsea.
So when he comes back to Chelsea, what's going to happen? You guys will sell him.
We'll keep him with the C team.
You keep Sterling for what?
With the C team.
And you still pay him the amount of money that you're paying him.
Yeah, 300 and something, unfortunately. Bro refused to go. He's getting the bag. Why would he leave?
Damn.
Why would he leave?
That's really crazy.
That's what we're just talking about. There's no update. All the clubs are just being sneaky. Everybody's quiet. Boom. We're going to hear a crazy here we go from either Chelsea or Arsenal.
On
But I
Gyökeres.
think Arsenal should really they need Gyökeres more than
Honestly, if Arsenal signs Gyökeres, They are going to win a trophy. They are going to. I don't know what trophy it is. It might not be to be honest, if you look at their EPL run this season, it
Mm.
wasn't as bad as we think.
But they needed a goal scorer.
They needed to score goals. They just had
Yeah.
so many draws. They
Mm.
had too many draws. So I don't know, man. I don't
Arsenal
know.
needs a striker. They need a
Mm-hmm.
left winger and they need a midfielder. Three
Mm-hmm.
players minimum. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only Liverpool making moves. I think Arne
At
Slot
least
has
at least
decided
that
to
we are
get.
hearing of. No, but I told you this, right? I told you this yesterday. Like Liverpool want to sign everybody as quick as and
Quickly
as
as
fast as
possible.
possible. So
Yeah,
that preseason starts quick
quick.
and he starts working with the players because he
Mm.
wants to get the most out of the players. So we're trying to close this deals quick and move on.
I think
I
it's the
just
same thing with Chelsea too.
I just want to hear Kerkez, here we go. I want to hear Florian, here we go. And then if this Joao Pedro deal is happening,
You guys
let's
are
hear
cooked.
it.
If you get Joao Pedro, you're
That's
cooked.
it. We don't need
You don't need more.
we've rebuilt the squad with the way
Yeah.
we want. Anybody that wants to leave can leave. Luis Diaz to Barcelona, they've been kind of teasing that idea. Diaz to
Mm.
Barcelona for 85 million. If he wants to go, he might as
But
well.
FSG are crazy. They can sell him for 85. They've
Why not?
practically replaced him.
Nunez is out.
Is he going?
Nunez is going, right? He's going this summer. So either Nunez goes to Atletico Madrid, which they kind of like are
Oh, you
quite
guys will get
interested,
some money back.
or maybe Saudi. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I know Nunez. There's plans for him to leave this summer, and then Luis Diaz. Who knows? Yesterday you told me Gakpo. Bayern wants Gakpo, so
I don't
we
think you
don't know
should
if that
sell that though.
we don't know if
Yeah.
that will happen. Compared to what do you think of Slot's mentality towards signing compared to Klopp?
I don't think Klopp was someone that is like, I don't care. If you give me if you sign, fine. If not, I
I'll
just
make it
use
work.
use people from the youth team anyways. I'll use
Mm.
club boys, club kids, and he'll make it
I,
work,
I
right?
think you also have to look at the style of play. You see,
Yeah.
the club style of play, he needs people that are fit and can
That is
run.
the most important thing to Klopp.
You have to be fit.
Able to run.
You have to be able to run.
Yeah.
And he wants to play high metal football. The difference between Klopp and Slot is technicality. Slot
Yes.
wants techie players.
He doesn't want you
Wants-
running up and down like
He does
headless.
not. He wants one key thing that Slot always says is, "I want a player that can quickly change direction." You're doing this. You want to do this, then you change and you do something else. Only very techie players can do that
and do
at,
that.
at, the,
Yeah.
at the highest level. Look at the difference between the CDM for Klopp versus Slot. Slot is using Ryan Gravenberch. Gravenberch is very techie as a CDM,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's quite
And
techie.
Klopp never tried grabbing Bog there. He felt like he tried
He
it,
never
but
tried him there.
it
He
didn't
never tried
work.
him there. He
Never.
played Gravenberch. Klopp actually played the 4-3-3. He played Gravenberch like an 8 or something like that. Right? He
Yo,
played him. He wanted him to be quite attacking. I think Gravenberch fits this
just
kind of
sit
like
down and
sit,
mop up.
get the ball, pass, right?
Yes.
Get the ball, turn, pass. Forget about it, right? Look for the ways to make those interceptions, break up the play. That's what fits Gravenberch. Gravenberch is a 6. So
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between Slot and Klopp. Slot really wants the quality players. He really wants to play a certain kind of way. And going into next season, he actually wants to bring in that high metal football, but not full blown like how Klopp does that full blown high metal with high press and whatever. He's trying to bring that high metal football, but he's also trying to put a little bit of compactness and intelligence into it. So
Into
it's
it.
like
Yeah.
when necessary, you power forward. When it's not necessary, we stay compact. But let's not forget, we still have Jota in the squad. It's not like we don't have people that can score goals.
Oh, that's Jota too. Yeah, there's Jota. And
Yeah.
Jota is really good. I think it's just the injuries for Jota.
I think he needs to find his form, and then
I know, one of the reasons why I actually get scared when Jota plays. You know why?
well,
He's very intelligent.
yes,
Ah, God. He's so intelligent. Like if he could just give Nicola Jackson a bit of that intelligence, just say Nicola Jackson, take 20%.
yeah,
Nicola Jackson will be a 20 goal striker.
true.
Because the runs, Jota, if you watch Jota does not just make run. Nicola Jackson is always making runs.
Mhm.
He's turning, he's running, he's down
Mhm.
the channels. If Jota is making run, there's a high probability he's already in your box.
Yeah,
And there's a danger, right? So if Slot wins another EPL,
Uncomfortable convos will happen. What are those
Arteta will be
uncomfortable
sacked.
convos?
Arteta will be sacked. He's
What
the
are those
person who
uncomfortable
will do.
convos? But I think he has the team. I
If
think
you
if we
guys reinforce,
I
because
think if we make the signings, I
yeah,
I think for sure he has the team. He has the team to pull it off again. Because slot style of his tactics and the way he sets up the team, they concede less.
yeah.
We conceded the least this season more
Mm.
than any team. We had goal difference. We finished a goal difference of 45 goal difference. That was
That's
10 goals more than Arsenal and their defense, right? Arsenal and their defense or whatever. We had 10 goals more than that, right? And then talk about losses. We had 4 losses, which most of the losses came towards the end of the season when we had already won the league,
won the league. True.
right? So, and we got 25 wins, right? Which is quite, yeah, it's quite.
It's
If
good.
looking at Man City's standard at Man City when
Yeah.
they
And
win the league is quite high.
yeah, you remember we always said that Man City, most of the time when they won the league, they always did
20,
28.
28
Remember?
wins,
It
yes,
was 28, right? So they're just 3 short of Man City, which is still fine, right?
which is still fine, yeah.
And it's because of the last few games of the
Last
season
few
where
games, yeah,
Liverpool didn't really care anymore, right? If
yeah,
not, I felt like they could have gotten that 28 wins,
for sure.
right?
Mhm.
So next season, I'm feeling like we're still going to revert back to that 28 wins. 28 wins will be the minimum because Man
Mhm.
City will be geared up. Liverpool
Mhm.
is geared up, obviously. Chelsea will be geared up.
Now you guys cannot escape and say you're not title contenders. You guys have to be title contenders. You cannot escape.
We have to, when we add all this, if we buy a striker and a goalie, then we're title
You guys are
contenders,
title contenders, yeah.
right? So, yeah, what are your final thoughts
All
for
right, final
tomorrow?
thought on this. I think tomorrow's
First of
game.
all, first of all, you have to, your final thoughts on the game and your final thoughts on what Isco said.
On what is because
Yes,
about Chelsea
your
and Real
final-
Betis.
yes,
Okay. Well, final thoughts on the game. I think Chelsea Real Betis, both teams line up the same way, 4-2-3-1.
yeah,
Um, tactics wise, Pellegrini and what's his name, Maresca lent under him. I guess we might see a little bit of like a similar tactics coming into play. But the only difference is we will lean more Chelsea because Chelsea seem to have better players and a better squad than Real Betis. But let's not be deceived by that. Real Betis, they've been doing well this season in the Conference League. So, and they got to the final, right? I think it's going to be a very tough final. Me personally, I don't think it will get all the way to penalties. I think it's something that Chelsea, if they are going to win, would finish the job within 90. Right? If both teams come out to play, I think it might be a high scoring final. Something that can finish somewhat like 2-1, right? Or or 3-1, depends. But then talking about Isco's comments, tomorrow you'll find out, right? You'll find out if you guys are the same thing. You have to outclass them. If you don't outclass them, I'll still pop my champagne. You guys lost. I enjoy myself. It does not concern me. But if you guys win, I think you guys had a better season than Arsenal. I said it at the start of the stream. If you win, it means you got Champions League and you won a trophy. That's a better season than Arsenal.
yeah,
Anyways.
Arsenal.
So
Yeah, like final thoughts for me. Same thing what SSB said, right? Like I'm not sure. I don't know what will be the mindset tomorrow.
yeah.
The only thing why I'm really geared up for this game is Isco making the comment. We see Anthony the Goat. Isco making the
That would be
comment that
crazy.
Chelsea and Real Betis are the same thing except money,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just hoping my team turns up to prove him wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. They turn up, they prove him wrong. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens, right? Apart from that, Ancelotti's Brazil squad really good. We're all happy with that.
Yeah.
Next season is going to be a banger. It's going to be really good for every like all the top teams. The title race is going to be even harder.
Of course.
It's going to be harder,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we might get a boom. Here we go. Just be expecting it. Gukeres. A team is working on that deal that
Yeah.
nobody knows because it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's off. It's too quiet for my
Yeah.
liking. A
Is.
quality striker like that, nobody's going for him. Do you believe? He
Mm-hmm.
said he's going. Where are you
63,
going?
63 goals.
Nobody knows,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll see tomorrow. Yep. A lot
All
of
right.
guys doing the stream today.
All right, we appreciate you guys that joined the stream. SSB, as always, we appreciate you. AB, Danny Deals, or Dandy Deals,
Dandy do
Dandy Deals, AB, SSB, all the people that commented. We appreciate you
Dorcas.
guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. If Chelsea wins, Chelsea
You pop.
doesn't win,
If Chelsea doesn't win, you pop your
I'll
champagne.
still pop my champagne. It doesn't
Jordan
matter.
too. Jordan was on the stream.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
We see you.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Bye.